music and go straight into this game here then. We'll switch to the in-game scene and we'll unpause the game. Alright guys, hello and welcome now to game number 4 between BuzZ and Supermen in what is shaping up to be a pretty good set of games. The score is currently 2-1 to Supermen, with BuzZ just getting that first point on the board after that last game on two rivers, the two rivers map that they just played. The fourth game is Nomad as usual, and hopefully this one will be a close game as well. I mean, a couple of the games so far haven't been particularly close, but that's the game 2 of this set was probably the closest game I've seen so far this tournament. I'm looking forward to this one. Obviously Nomad, generally speaking, a lot more messy, and we could see either a quick defeat or a very prolonged game depending on the players' starting positions. This will be once again a 3 versus 3. And in the 3v3, it is a little bit different because there is technically only one pocket player as opposed to 2. So that does have quite a big impact overall on how things go down. But this is a 3v3 due to the fact that both teams were missing a player on the day that they were due to play their games. One of them had connection issues and someone couldn't make it or something. So they decided to play a 3v3 instead of a 4v4. So we actually do have a set of games that are not a 4v4 in the group stage, which is probably not likely to happen very often as well. So cherish this moment, this 3v3 action right here. So then TC is starting to come up pretty quickly here. Obviously players not going to be messing around too long at the start of this map. We're going to want to get those TCs up fairly quickly. Over to the far east of the map for the BuzZ team, we've got Bad Trip. He's playing as the Vikings in red. His teammate just to the left of him in the grey, we have Gripen playing as the Mayans as well. Sorry, not as well, just as the Mayans. And something just popped up on my second screen. Makushi is in the chat. He just donated $4.57. He says, hello all, with a big love heart. There we go. It's popping up. My donation thing is not in sync, obviously. So thank you, Makushi, for your donation there, and welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could make it. You're right on time. We've also got then for these guys over to the again to the sort of north of the map, in the more to the central position. We've got BuzZ Blaze playing as the Persians. So the BuzZ team are all over to the right of the map here. We've got Bad Trip and Gripen literally on the same screen here, and then just to the left of them there's Blaze a little bit further up. Now between them, for the Supermen team, we have got Super One Man playing as the Mayans in the blue, just to the north of this lake in the middle. And he is kind of sandwiched between Blaze and between Gripen down here, but he's got quite a bit of distance between himself and Gripen. His closest enemy will be Blaze, and there is a bit of a tree line here as well. So it looks like we may end up seeing some towers, judging by the stone locations, but we will see. There is quite a bit of stone around this area of the map, but doing a really early aggression might not be quite so easy, considering that this tree line is kind of covering both town centers here. Now just to the left of the lake, just to the west of the lake in the yellow, we've got Quicksilver. He's playing as the Vikings for Supermen. And down to the very south of the map in the green, we have got Taurus playing as the Persians. Now this map, so far, it looks really scrunched up. All the players seem to be very close together. And if you cut the map in half, right from the north to the south, pretty much every single player is on the right hand side of the map so far. So this could really lend itself well to really high aggression, simply because the distances to travel between players is so short. And that is going to be quite interesting actually, because it will mean that the faster you can get up to the castle age, the faster your aggression is going to be useful to you. So Quicksilver here, just losing a villager. Obviously villagers are used to scout in Nomad due to not having a scout cavalry. Kind of unfortunate that Quicksilver lost a villager there though, and if we have a look at the population tab, he is down on 9 population at the moment. Saying that, Bad Trip also down on 9 as well. So it's not like he is too far behind here, but definitely not ideal to lose a villager at the very early stages of the game. Yellow going to lure in these boar then in the middle of the map, and these TC locations, like I say, look a little bit weird. They are very close together, and the green player Taurus here has got a few sheep, but it looks like both him and Quicksilver are going to be sharing the same boar patch here. In fact, there's a ton of food over to the left of the map. There's so many deer, berries, and Probably even some boar over this left side of the map, and I can't help but feel like this TC from Quicksilver is probably a little bit far over to the right from where it should have been. This TC should have probably been a little bit more over here so that he could have actually secured these boar in the north and all of these deer as well. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but this food is going to be a little bit sparse between the Supermen team simply because both Taurus and Quicksilver are drawing from the same boar patch. Now, BuzZ, let's have a look at him. Has he got close boar at all? Well, he's got one boar in the north. The question is, has he found it? And it could be that he hasn't found it yet, due to the fact that, like I say, no scout cavalry. And it does not seem like he has. That boar there just out of his line of sight. That's rather unfortunate. Finding a boar in the early stages of land nomad, land nomad, sorry, just nomad in general, is really important. He is going to go and get these boar on the left side though, which he fortunately has found. So he's going to have at least 2 boar on this left side. Could potentially find a third. Now, Superman in the center of the map taking his deer, and he has got a ton of deer over here. There is a lot, and if we have a look at BuzZ's line of sight, he does see a few deer down here as well, so perhaps a little bit of a contest to see who can get the most deer there, but he doesn't know quite how close Superman is to his TC. Whereas Superman is going to be finding BuzZ's TC pretty soon with that sheep. If we look at Superman's point of view, we can see his fog of war here. He's about to lose that sheep, and he's scouted that house as well. So knowing then that there is probably a town centre right there, and that is probably going to give Superman a slight edge here, given the fact that he will be able to potentially put a tower up. But oh dear, BuzZ losing a villager on this left side, and he was too slow to react there. He should have used this villager to attack the boar with, and he might have actually been able to hit it before it ran all the way back. So that boar going to run all the way back to where it came from, and BuzZ going to chase it down, but not ideal to lose a boar that early, not ideal to lose yet another villager, but BuzZ is currently leading the game in terms of villager population. He's got 25, and at the moment the lowest population in the game is Quicksilver and Bad Trip on 20, so BuzZ is far from behind. He does have 7 more villagers out at the moment than Quicksilver. Quicksilver does not seem to be getting off to a great start on this left side of the lake. He will be taking those deer in the south, but he is playing as the Vikings, so we'll see potentially just water aggression from him. And I think the reason why he hasn't got quite so many villagers out is obviously he did lose one to Bad Trip's TC, but it seems like he may have had a little bit of a tough time keeping fishing ship production going, as he was focusing, it seems, on quite a lot of food early on. So we'll see if he does actually go all out onto water. And as the Viking player, going all out onto water is pretty valuable to your team. But of course, you are going to want to make sure that you can get up to the castle age in a good time as well. So, Rora, oh god, Rora Rimbo just donated $1. He says, can someone snatch it from Tyrant? Maybe they can. I don't know. What do you think? I think, considering Tyrant have been the only big major team to lose a game so far this tournament in the week 1 of the event, then, yeah, I think potentially they could have a good shout here. They could have a good shot at doing, other teams, could have a good shout at taking them out. But we'll see. Obviously, many more games in the group stage to come, and you guys are going to catch all of it, because I'll be casting as much of it as I possibly can over the next 5 weeks. So BuzZ on this left side now starting to wall up, but he is walling this stone out of his base, and this stone over here is quite far away. BuzZ is up to feudal, but he's not scouted the stone on this right side. And although he's scouted the stone on the front, he's deciding not to go for it at the moment. He does see that these deer are being taken, but he still doesn't know that Superman has a town centre here. So Superman, I think, going to go with some towers. And I would definitely say that that was a good idea. There's that stone mine going up. There's the mining, the mining camp going up on that stone mine, rather. And he's not really far behind BuzZ in terms of the feudal age upgrade at the moment. He's going to be coming in and probably towering up behind this wood line, knowing that there is wood being taken there. You can see through his line of sight, or his fog of war, that the tree there being chopped means that it is being taken by his opponent. He has got a bit of a long way to travel for gold, though, by the looks of things. This gold here, kind of risky. He could take it, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to get good saturation on that. And considering it is so close to BuzZ's town centre, that does make it a little bit more awkward. Also, if he does tower this, though, he could prevent BuzZ from taking gold here. So BuzZ not looking amazing, but actually BuzZ does have gold on this left flank, so it's not too bad for him. But BuzZ really should be looking to go for a fast castle here, and he is going to do exactly that. But that tower coming up behind his wood line, and BuzZ is probably not going to be too happy about that. He has got his stable up, and it looks like he's looking for his second feudal age building now, but at the moment, there we go, he hasn't got it, but there's the blacksmith going up at the back of his base, and he's going to click up to the castle age in pretty decent time, to be honest with you. Obviously, Nomad does take a little bit longer to get going. Now, Superman with that tower is going to be a nuisance. This is going to force BuzZ away from this wood line. He will have to build a new lumber camp, but he is now up to castle. He has got quite a lot of gold income, and he has got 2 stables, so he's going to be looking to get those knights out as fast as possible. Superman is walling up with stone, though, so if he walls in time, he might just keep BuzZ out, but BuzZ is not going to be easily dissuaded from making up knights here, and he's going to want to do as much damage as he possibly can with them. Now on the right side, Griffin here seems to be walling up. His minimap looks really weird, just like a bunch of lines. He's got a line of houses here, a line of houses here, a line of houses here. He's building in lines. I love it. On the water, though, not seeing a huge amount of aggression at the moment. Bad Trip does not seem to be making too many galleys, and it seems like he's probably going to have to be dealing with these galleys from Quicksilver first. In fact, having a look at Bad Trip, he is up to the feudal age, but I don't see that many galleys coming out. Finally, sending some down to the south of the map, and Bad Trip actually has a lot of docks out. Sorry, no, he doesn't have a lot. He has 4 docks. That's a pretty standard amount. He's just spread them out quite a long way. I mean, he's got 2 docks right at the south here, and he's got 2 docks at the north. But this is nice for BuzZ. Bad Trip, even, my bad. He keeps well, I keep getting the wrong name for some reason. But he's coming down to the south. He's going to hit those fishing ships, going to push them away. And for Superman, that is going to be kind of annoying. Meanwhile, on the north of the map, the Quicksilver guy for Superman going the wrong way. He actually, I don't think he can get around here. So Quicksilver is actually grushing a lake, and that's a big mistake to make. Oh, all the rhymes. Don't you love it? Bad Trip is going to be safe because this is completely blocked off by the land here. I'm pretty sure he won't be able to pass that with his ships. So that's a real waste of resources, a waste of time, and he's continuing to add more galleys as well. So the Quicksilver, the Viking player, actually grushing in the wrong place at the moment, and as a result, this means that BuzZ have a huge advantage on the water now, with no one else actually adding in any water units, aside from the yellow player who is grushing the wrong place. So that's not so great. Castle Age coming up, though, for a few players now. BuzZ is up to Castle, and Superman hasn't exactly walled up very well. This is open on the left side, and his teammates are still open in the middle of the map as well. So BuzZ is going to come straight down here. I'm surprised he's not gone straight down this way, but then again, he probably doesn't have much map visibility. Looking at his line of sight, we will see what he can see. And that is not a lot. He will come across those walls, though, from Quicksilver now. And he does, I don't know if he sees those farms, because I know it says that he can see the farms there through his line of sight. I can only assume he does, but sometimes the fog of war messes up a little bit, and it doesn't quite display things properly. But hey, look at this. There's a hole in this wall. Would you believe it? Quicksilver thought he'd walled up properly, but nope. There's a hole, and although that really looks like there is no holes there, he's even like double palisaded and everything here, there was a hole, and Quicksilver now losing all of those villagers on the gold, and that's really quite bad for him. Not a lot he can do as the Vikings here. He's not got a barracks out. He's could, I guess, make a few spears if he gets a barracks up, but that's a little bit too late. Quicksilver running in and killing BuzZ running in and killing a ton of villagers. He can come down here and hit Superman's gold villagers as well. And looking at that military tab, he's killed 10 units already and only lost 1. He's going to find another 5, and that's going to be a 15-to-1 K to D ratio, which is pretty damn good. And you guys in the chat, there is always a hole. There is always a hole. That's like the motto now. So blue running away. Superman gonna have to run, but he's not gonna get away easily. There's knights chasing him down and killing his villagers off as he brings 2 more villagers down to the slaughter by the looks of things. 15-1 kills for BuzZ. Meanwhile on the water, Bad Trip picking off a few more fishing ships as well. 7 kills to 1 there for him. So BuzZ looking fantastic at the moment. Superman with that tower going up, we didn't really watch that too much, but he's really not done much damage with that. He's not continued to pressure or anything. He has gone up to the castle age though, and he's building a castle to make some plumed archers. But these knights inside of Quicksilver's base, denying gold for both the blue and the yellow player at the moment. And meanwhile the green player Taurus, probably like I said before, the MVP for the Supermen team. He's trying to take back a little bit of water, pushing back with some fires against Bad Trip, but he has lost a few fishing ships. I think he's lost about 6 or 5 in total, which is no small amount. So Taurus down here also playing as the Persians, looking to get out some early aggression, but unfortunately he's not really been able to pull that one off. BuzZ is coming in with his knights though, and any money, there's a hole. Oh, there is. Oh, there is. BuzZ going to run straight through that wall there. And he is also now into Taurus's base. And yeah, this Supermen team not looking great with their holes. BuzZ just making his way in. Taurus going to find himself stabbed in the back, I guess, as these villagers are now at risk. He could come straight up to this wood line and get some kills there. But we will see. Taurus trying to protect Mr. Superman's villagers here, building this TC on the gold. But at the actual base of Taurus, things are looking bad as those knights run over his farms and cause those villagers to go inside the TC and therefore become idle. 16 kills for 1, and BuzZ is not finished yet. Gonna head off some villagers in this wood camp if he can. Gonna get a villager on this left side as well. And these guys have +1 attack, +2 defense, and they've got bloodlines done as well. So even that camel is getting cut down without any upgrades on it at all. So not good stuff for Supermen at the moment. This right side, Quicksilver's, like I say, grushed a lake effectively, and that means that he cannot do anything with those galleys at all, meaning that Bad Trip is having free reign on the water here, and he's able to take down these fishing ships and those fires from Taurus. Taurus so far losing 18 units, 18 fishing ships and fire ships or whatever he's lost so far. 18 units going down, and he's only killed 2, and that number there is going to increase, as Bad Trip kills more and more on the water, taking out more fishers, and Superman as well running to the corner of the map. Not looking good for that team at this point in time. 20 kills to 5 deaths for Bad Trip, and 21 to 20 for BuzZ at 21 to 2, for BuzZ at the moment. So, gonna quickly switch things to the population tab as well, and we can see just how many villagers these guys have on the map as well. Quicksilver at the moment down on 42 population. He's got 35 villagers, but he's got the least population in the game at the moment. He's starting to build up a little bit more with TCs, but he's simply just losing his villagers too quickly. He's trying to get yet another town center up here. Superman tries to defend those villagers with some plumed archers, but BuzZ getting so aggressive with these knights, and it's working fantastically well for the BuzZ team. More TCs coming up, and for some reason, Superman and Quicksilver buddying up, broing out on the center of the map here, with 2 TCs going up right next to each other. It's not very often that you see that. Probably more likely to see that happen in Nomad, but still, not very common to see that happen. This wall on the right is still wide open, and BuzZ is going to abuse that. On the left side, finally, Taurus starting to wall it up. But they are not going to get in on the left side unless they attack the palisade. But hey, they could still make it in. But on the right side, there are many problems for Taurus. Taurus, with some camels, has got some knights as well. But like I said earlier, they are unupgraded versus the nearly fully upgraded knights of BuzZ at the moment. So, BuzZ looking very good for now. Still getting more and more villager kills, keeping these guys down and out of luck on their economy. Meanwhile, BuzZ booming up really nicely. We've got Gripen actually booming up as well. We've not seen anything from him so far, and that's because he's just been booming, and he's on the way now up to the Imperial Age. He did fish on his center lake, but there's no fish left really. He's starting to actually make some fish traps for a nice little change. But yes, he is going to be booming up and starting to make some plumed archers by the looks of it as he heads on up to the Imperial Age at the moment. Looking very good for him, and that Imperial Age upgrade is going to make life hell, I guess, for Superman. This castle here, in a really nice location actually, it could be attacking that TC, 8+1 range, that is more than enough to hit that TC from here, but he's not doing that just yet. But of course, as soon as he hits the Imperial Age, I imagine we'll see trebuchets deploying, this TC will go down, and probably this castle as well, because I bet you any money Superman is not up to the Imperial Age just yet, and he is not. He is very, very low on food at the moment. Obviously, he did make quite a few plumed archers, so he spent a little bit of resources doing that, but also a little bit slower to boom up, obviously with that tower going up there, delaying his second TC slightly, and losing a few villagers as well on that gold mine. Second castle for Superman though, and he will be making some more plumed archers now. Will they do much damage though? Well, plumed archers with +1 attack versus knights with +2 defense. Now, I think the knights are going to win that one, don't you? I think it will. I think they will, sorry, as those plumed archers run away. Of course, they have got that nice little speed advantage at the moment, so they are going to make it away. Well, not really advantage, they are a little bit slower, but they are going to make it away for now. And we'll see him running through that hole in Quicksilver's wall, I guess. That either hole or not. I'm not sure if that's the hole. Yeah, that's the hole right there. Just straight through. Maybe Superman will let his teammate know that there's a hole there. Or maybe he won't. He's calling GG instead. Wow, GG already. And I think that's because Gripen, of course, reaching the Imperial Age there, these guys knew that they had been taking heavy losses so far. And whoa, I didn't even notice that in the north there. Blaze has so many knights that he was taking down that TC from Quicksilver just with knights alone. No siege out for Blaze at all, but Blaze had an insane number of knights there. He had a total of 25 knights out on the field, and considering they had those upgrades so quickly, they managed to do a huge amount of damage. And the Supermen team just could not do anything about that. Of course, Supermen also lost all of their fish, and meanwhile, Blaze could fish with, what's that, like 12 fishing ships there. Gripen could do the same in the middle. Bad Trip could still fish, and that was 3 fishing players versus 0 fishing players for Supermen, and they were just falling behind more and more and more as their ecos got raided and they lost more units. So unlucky for Quicksilver. Perhaps things could have gone slightly differently had Quicksilver not grushed a lake. And the same could be said if he didn't leave a hole in his wall as well. So GG for BuzZ, and that's going to be 2-2 now for this set of games. BuzZ actually getting a second game, second win even, and a second point on that scoreboard for them, making